Hey everybody, welcome to Nine Liner Tattoo. This is going to be one that I've touched on in the past, but I haven't actually done a definitive video. And there's things that I'm going to say that I wish I didn't have to, and things that I'm going to say that are obvious. But basically, this is a do and don'ts of your experience in getting a tattoo. When I was initially thinking about doing this, I thought I'm just going to do it from my perspective because from the rules and stuff and like regarding me and my customers and in this shop, because that's all I can go on. And then I was discussing it with my wife, and it became abundantly clear that, you know what, there's a lot of these that are universal, and I'll tell you which ones are specific to me when it happens, and the ones that are universal should be pretty fucking self-explanatory universal, if you know what I'm saying. So there's two sections. There's things that you should and shouldn't do, and things that me, the tattooer, should and shouldn't do. So we'll just go. We'll just get stuck in, eh? Here we go. First one, we're going to do it in the section, the things that you should do, okay? So this one relates to me in my shop, okay? And it is arrive on time. That sounds like a simple thing, but normally tattoo shops want you to arrive early. Obviously, don't arrive late. That's never good. If you're going to arrive late, let them know. For example, I've got WhatsApp, phone, landline, Facebook, Instagram, email. At 6 different ways at least you can get in touch with me and tell me you're running late. Do one, or I mean, where possible, just don't arrive late. It's a bit of a pain in the dick. It means tattooers run on. So if you're 20 minutes late and I'm 20 minutes behind, the next person is going to be 20 minutes behind, and so on and so forth, etc., and so on and so on. Sometimes it can't be helped, but if you're going to be late, give us a shout, okay? That's easy. For me, specifically here, don't arrive early because the door's locked, and to minimize the amount of time we have to interact COVID-wise, the door remains locked until I'm ready to let you in, i.e. I'm ready to start tattooing. So if you arrive half an hour early and it's pissing the rain and you got nowhere else to go, as much as it's shit at the moment, you're going to be standing in the piss and rain. And that, it sounds really cruel and I'll get shit for it, but I've just recovering for COVID. My wife's at high risk. My mum's at high risk. It's not nice. Now that I know I've had it, it's fucking horrible. So it's just, and these aren't rules that I've changed now. These have been the rules for what, 2 years or whatever. So just basically arrive on time. Okay, other shops will be different, I know this, but this part relates to me here. Arrive on time. I can't see if my screen's, anyway, it doesn't matter. So again, this one relates to me. When you get to my shop and people miss it, and it's, you know, it is what it is, on the door in a huge write-in, there's instructions. And by instructions, I mean, it's fairly simple. I'll show you these instructions now. That's it. Easy as that, okay? Both pieces are as important as the other, but the most important one for me is the one that talks about what I will not put up with, all right? I've been through that. If you're not sure what it means, have a read of it. It's fine. So yeah, that's what to do when you get here. Point 3, wear a mask. Now, as much as it's your prerogative and your right to not wear a mask, it's equally as strong and prerogative as my right to make you wear a mask if you want to come in here and get tattooed. If you say you are exempt and you have an exemption badge, that's okay. I won't do it anyway, okay? And it's my choice. My wife is super high risk and my mum is really fucking high risk. She's got something called Addison's disease. So I won't go into what it is. Google it. It's super serious. She's on the low scale, and by low I mean she produces zero adrenaline. You can't get any lower, okay? But it's just my preference. Don't get angry with me. I'm not an do this, do that, vaccine this, vaccine that. I think you should get the vaccine. In my opinion, don't be a fucking moron. Just get the jab. But that's another story for another day. Masks worn in here, please. Next point is a fairly bog standard all over the tattoo industry. If there is the slightest possibility, slightest, that you look under 18, bring ID. If you're asked to bring ID and you just forget, you will not get tattooed in here if I have any doubt. I don't care if your mum's with you, if your dad's with you, if you have a letter from, it doesn't make any difference. If I am under any doubt that you're under 18 and you don't have ID, get ID. It's easy. Bring ID. Something easy that tattooers will mention, but it's a lot of people have, like, I guess they don't want to hurt people's feelings, or it can be a bit awkward, so I'm told. I do not have that problem, you lucky people. Because of how my brain works, my autism and stuff, it's not like I don't care, but I don't see why I shouldn't, so I do. Do not be fucking smelly when you come for a tattoo, okay? And I'm not talking crude innuendo jokes about private parts and all that sort of stuff. That's a given. I'm talking about breath, armpits, general stank. Do not fucking smell. It's number one for me in here. If I go, I mean, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you right now. I'll show you now. That's just on that shelf. In my bag, I've got another aftershave. In the car, I've got an aftershave. And at home, I've got 4 cans of that deodorant because it's my favourite, and 4 other aftershaves. Now, you don't have to be that excessive, but just don't be fucking smelly. Do you know what I mean? There was one person in particular, I won't put him on blast because it's not what it's about. Almost every time this person turned up for a tattoo, it was just fucking stinking to the point where I had to say, look, then my wife was helping me with things over 22 and a bit years, and I'm like, look, there's a shelf up there with deodorant and aftershave and stuff, and you get, oh cool, that's cool, man. It's like, well, that's the only chance I'm ever giving you. I'm like, dude, go and use that. There's a bit of a fucking smell. Now, maybe the delivery, I'm told, the delivery of how you deliver these things to people can be the way that it's interpreted, but I've no malice in it. You smell, I've got the ability to stop you smelling. Here, stop smelling, you know? Just be aware of your personal hygiene. Do you know what I mean? If you're coming and getting something on your arms or it doesn't matter. Personal fucking hygiene, okay? That's number 5, I think. 5, yeah. There is no, I don't even like the term. I don't know, you know what? I don't know if I believe that it is a thing. I don't know, I've never thought about it. I'll have a think about it and I'll tell you maybe about that another time. But what the society would deem as casual racism, casual homophobia, casual sexism, the casual thing, no, I don't think there is. Now that I think about it, I don't think I believe in it casually. It is or it isn't, yeah. None of that in here. None of that. That sign I've had in my shop window and in my shop over the last 8 or 9 years, varying different wordings and signs, but that one's been in the window for about 4 years or 3 or 4 years, I think. I just won't stand for it. I won't take it. Now, it's your right to be homophobic. It's your right to be racist. It's your right to be sexist. I think if you are, you're a cunt, but it's still your right. But it's my right to stop tattooing after 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 sessions, doesn't matter. Clean your arm, clean your leg, clean whatever, wrap it up, throw you the fuck out my shop after you've paid me, because you will pay me, and tell you you're not welcome back here. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I don't care. And people I've heard this before, but say, oh, it must be more difficult when they're big guys or whatever, blah, 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 because people, I think, seem to think that it's just guys, but it's not. It's not. Women can be sexist. I've heard it in here. Women can be terribly racist. I've heard it in here. Women can be homophobic. I've heard it in here. And every time I have heard it, it's been clamped, and people have been told not to come back. One guy in particular who was 6'6", must be £300, 250, out, fucked right out. Now, I could have potentially had more fights than John Wayne, but it doesn't matter. And it's no me being a hero or righteous or, I just believe that it's wrong, and this is my space, and I can do whatever the fuck I like in it. And I think that if you have the ability to do something, you should. And I know that there might be grey areas for people in that, but for me, I don't think there is. I think walking past it and pretending it's not happening is just as bad as doing it. And that's just my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, that's okay. It's okay. But I won't stand for it. It's basically what I'll try and get away from the me telling you what you should do, because that's not what this part. I don't think I should be doing that anyway. But what I am telling you is, in here, it's a no-no. So don't do it, or you will be asked to leave. In fact, no, that's not true. You will be told to leave. So yeah, don't do that. All right. This one, I can honestly say, surprise, surprise, has never happened to me. And I'm glad, all joking aside, I'm glad, because it's not the point. But don't be a fucking perv. I used to work with a woman, and I was just a shop boy at this point, and I had a bit of a thump now and ask later type of mentality when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? Not a bully, but I just, because of how my brain works, I would just go from 0 to 100 in a heartbeat. And through working in the other shops and stuff, it helped me take stock of the situation before an appropriate response was required. But I got let loose on this one. It was a girl I used to work with called Sarah. I've featured her tattoo or her artwork on videos before, but anyway, I was just a shop boy, like I say. And she was tattooing a guy who was getting the back of his calf tattooed. So he was lying on the bed, on his front, and she was tattooing the back of his calf. And he moved his foot, or his foot sort of went like that at one point. And he went, oh, sorry, what was that? And obviously, but how it was sitting, if you can imagine, it was her chest. And she went, oh, that was my chest, sorry, I'll try and keep back a little bit. And he's like, oh no, it's all right, it's fine, don't worry. And then a couple of minutes later, his feet moved again, and then again, and I think we know where it's going. It turns out he was trying to grope her with his feet. So how shall I'll try and keep this slightly more positive. He got removed from the shop. I removed him for the shop. Yeah, me and a couple of other people removed him from the shop, shall we say. So just don't be a fucking sleazy pervy bastard. There's no need for it. Now, this is not just male to female, it's both ways. These go both ways, I'm just saying that just be respectful, be a nice human being, don't be a fucking dirty lechy bastard. There's no need. So don't be a perv, be respectful. Treat people how you would want your daughter to be treated, or how you would want your son to treat women, or, just treat people with respect is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Number 8 is specifically for me, only because I have zero control over other tattoo shops, and depending on how other tattoo shops are ran and whom they are ran by, they might not find this uncomfortable and offensive, but I certainly do. I used to play rugby for Scotland under 21s. I have spent many time in locker rooms. I have spent many time with guys, and I have never been a sex story guy. It's not my thing. Not my thing at all. I've never told a sex story. I've never inquired about a sex story. I've never led or steered the conversation towards somebody's sex escapades, and I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it. So don't come in here, and it happens more often than you would think, but don't come in here and tell me your sexual conquests from the weekend. Don't, male or female again, don't come in here and tell me sexual experiences with your then, now, future partners. I don't want to hear it. It's not the place to be telling them to me in here. I don't like it. Makes me uncomfortable, and I don't like it. So, yeah, don't do that, all right? This one's not as big a deal for some people, but for me, with my... I don't want to keep hankering on about it, but with me, with my need for routine, I don't like change. Change is a big thing for me. I struggle greatly with change. To give you an example, next weekend, not this one coming, next weekend, my wife and I we're doing some DIY stuff in the house. We're going to be going to B&Q and then Pets at Home to grab some pet stuff on Sunday. And next Sunday, no this one, the next again Sunday. Now, on that Sunday morning, if my wife wants to remove Pets at Home from the journey, that's fine. If she wants to remove B&Q and just go Pets at Home, that's okay. But if she wants to add another shop on the Sunday, and I'm not saying this, it's not a joke, I'm not proud of this, it's no ha-ha, I will have such a fucking hissy fit. And I don't mean it, and I can't help it, and I really wish I could change it, because it really upsets Sarah, and then I get upset that I've upset Sarah. See, a lot of people argue about money, and couples argue about money and infidelity, and that's it. We never argue about stuff like that. We never, because it's not an issue for us. But things like this we argue about because of the way that my brain is. I cannot handle change. Last minute change, it really upsets me. So don't agree to something, i.e. in this part I'm talking about in here is for designs. You tell me what you want and I'll draw it. Perfect. Where I can, I try and send you the drawing the night before if you really need to see it. If you come in on the day and you don't like the drawing, which, by the way, I think has happened maybe 10 times in all the years I've been here. That's not me being a cocky bastard. It's just I listen to what you ask for, and I do as close to what you want in the way that I do it as possible. But if you come in and you really don't like what I've drawn, then I'll rebook you and I'll do something else, and I'll try and get the drawing to you closer. And again, because it happens so little, it's not really usually a big deal. But what you cannot do is change your mind on the whole drawing on the day of the appointment, because I won't push my day back doing another drawing for you now. Now, a lot of other tattooers will say, oh, you should just draw it when they come in and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I can, and I have, and I probably will again. It's not about the ability to draw. It's about my brain being in lane A, and then you coming in lane A with me, and then just as we're taking the right turn off, you going, actually, I fancy lane B. We're past the junction, and I can't, you know what I mean? So don't change your mind design-wise on the day. And that, you know, might be actually pretty good for most tattooers, to be fair. Give them notice about change, big change, you know? Like if you're going from an eagle to a geometric design, that ain't gonna happen, you know? Things need to be done a certain way, and again, at the risk of sounding pompous, this is how I do the things that I do, alright? There you go. So, this one's probably going to be the last one. There's more. There's always more. But I've tried to pick out ones that are kind of the most important to me at the time of making this video, you know? I might put this video, finish it, put it up and go, fuck, I should have done such and such. And that's fine. But, you know, at the moment, these were the most important ones today. The last one for things that you shouldn't do when you come in here, and this will stand you well in any tattoo shop, this one, is please leave your fucking tough guy ego at the front door, because there is no room for it in here. In here, you are not tough, You're not fucking cool. You're not awesome. You're not smart. You're just an awesome customer. You understand what I'm saying? I respect you because you're in here getting tattooed. You don't have to come in here and try and tell a really edgy joke or a sex story like we mentioned, or try and be stoic and tough and fucking macho and cool. And I guess I'm aiming this one at the guys because that tends to be, in my experience in here, is the times that it's registered in my head where I've thought, the fuck is this cunt doing? It's never been a woman. Might happen, could happen, probably will at some point, but it just happens that it hasn't yet. So and I guess things like, to get me a bit narrow it down, is like if you're struggling with the pain, I'll let you into a secret, okay? We know. We know. A, we know how bad it is, and B, we know when you're finding it bad. You can try and hide it as good as you can and try and do all the things but we know exactly how much pain you're in and when you're in pain. Don't try and be all stoic and pretend that you're not in pain. It's good to, there's nothing, like, I think some people come in here and they try and be this tough persona that because they think that we're tough and super cool because of how we look and the job that we do. Couldn't be farther from the truth. We know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to finish this, I'm going to drive home, I'm going to get on my hands and knees and I'm going to play with my little chihuahuas. I'm going to smooch my wife and say I've missed you. I'm going to get my pajamas on. I'm going to sit on my chair. I'm going to draw my drawings for tomorrow while watching The Office and laughing and crying. American Office, please. Don't even fucking silly me with the British one. And then we're going to go to bed. I'm going to play with the dog some more. We're going to watch probably RuPaul's Drag Race if it's on. And then a horror movie. And I'm going to do it all again tomorrow. There's no fucking cool rock star bullshit in here. And there shouldn't be in any other shops. And unfortunately, that's not the case. I know that because I know everything. But don't try and come in here and try and feel like you need to beat your chest bigger than me. I'm not beating my chest. I'm doing what I love to do. Just be cool. And I don't mean suave and sophisticated and hipster. Just relax. Be yourself. Be cool. Calm down. It's all going to be fine. Okay? On the other hand, if you are struggling, it's okay to vocalize it. It's okay to say, fuck me, this is killing me. This is awful. What I have noticed is, and obviously I'm a huge fucking disbeliever in God, but a lot of people come into tattoo shops and they try and find God, or they find them as they're walking in the door, because halfway through tattooing they're always like, oh God, fucking God. He never responds. He's never gonna respond. God is not in the house. Nick Cave was wrong. God is not in the house. But having said that, there's never, ever, and I mean, I've been tattooed, I would say 90%, if not more, in my body, head to toe. There's never, ever a reason to react how some people react. Screaming, like, again, shouting for deities that don't exist, just like breakdancing, having fucking what could only be described as a painful seizure. And it's just relax, It's going to be fine. There has to be a balance between dead body and holy fuck, I've got 1,000 volts stuck up my hole, just nice and easy, somewhere in between, okay? And yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say for things that you shouldn't do. If I think of any more during the editing of this, I'll maybe film it on my iPhone and just fire it in, but that's for that one. Next up, things your tattooer should not do. Okay, number 1. At no point, apart from the physical pain of tattooing, should your tattooer make you feel uncomfortable. And by that, I mean sexual innuendos, derogatory statements, pretty much just anything. I've got another few things here that would encompass that list, but at no point, apart from getting tattooed, which is uncomfortable, should your tattooer make you feel uncomfortable. Homophobic jokes, racist jokes, sexual jokes, sexist jokes, it just shouldn't happen. And if it does, and at any point you're uncomfortable with what your tattooer is saying, tell them. Trust me, tell them. Don't go, hey you cunt. Just, I don't like that, I'm uncomfortable with that. And if they don't go, oh, sorry, I'm really sorry, I shot for something, failed, I won't do it again, I apologise. If that doesn't happen, and you feel that strongly, then leave. Don't get tattooed. Don't get tattooed. Halfway through your tattoo unfinished, trust me, somebody will finish it. If you go into another shop and say, I know you might not finish tattoos, but the tattooist made a racist joke halfway through my tattoo, so I left, they'll make an exception. They'll make an exception. If you're uncomfortable at any time, stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright? So the reason I started with that one is because a lot of the other ones underneath encompass that, but I wanted to go into some specifics. Your tattooer should never, ever make sexual, creepy advances to you. Never. He or she should never, ever do that. If they do, tell them to fuck off and leave. If that's what you're comfortable doing. I'm not telling you how you should react. I'm telling you what they should never do. They should never make sexual, creepy advances to you in any way. Small. Even if you're like, was that one? You know what I mean? Ask them. Ask them and watch their attitude change. Was that sexual, creepy? What? And if they don't and they go, maybe, then you know it is, and tell them to fuck off. They should never, ever do that. Ever. Number 3. I won't say the lady's name, but a long-time customer of mine who, before she even knew that I existed, her and her husband, got tattooed by another shop in Edinburgh. I'll tell you that. That's as far as I'll go. Oh, will I tell you who it is? No, I won't tell you who it is yet. No, I won't tell you. I'm just going over. I don't think the person's there anymore. So if the shop's got the same name and the person that done it's not there, I don't know if it's quite fair to put the shop on blast. But anyway, I won't tell you the name. But she went to get the outline of a tattoo on her shoulder front. And there was 4 other male tattooers in this tattoo studio, and it was a long basement tattoo studio, and at the far end was the mirror. I think you know where I'm going, don't you? Lady has a large chest, so the guy made her take her top off and her bra off, and then go and check it in the mirror, come back, and then just to get a second opinion, he got the other 3 tattooers, the other 3 male tattooers, to come to the booth and make sure the stencil was in the right position. So fast forward a few years, and I was tattooing the lady's husband, and then I started tattooing the lady, and the lady wanted something on the other shoulder to go with this one. So I said to her, okay, you can pop your arm out your sleeve. And she's like, well, I'll just take my top off. And I'm like, if her husband was here, so if you're comfortable with that, but you know, it's up to you. You take your top off, whatever you want to do, you know. So I turned around and she took her top off and she was just about to unfasten her bra, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I became friendly with him by this point. I've been tattooing her husband for a while. So what are you doing? So he pervert, you know, so what are you doing? And she's like, what? And I was like, and that's when I noticed her face changing, and I thought, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, it's just when I got this one done, I had to take my bra off. And I'm like, why? And that's when I realised that she just right then realised that she'd been taken advantage of. And I felt really fucking guilty, because before that, she admitted that she'd had no idea that that's not how it's supposed to be done. So, for all intents and purposes, thanks to me, I just made it clear to her that she'd been taken advantage of prior with this other guy, you know? And, yeah, it was really fucking uncomfortable. I was fuming, to the point where I phoned the shop, and that's how I know the guy wasn't there anymore. And I went fucking... And I know some people might say, look, oh, it's none of your business, blah, blah, blah. But again, that's my opinion of an appropriate reaction. Might not be yours, and that's okay. You fucking jog on. You do what you want. I don't care. That's how I react. I was fuming. Her husband was fuming. Her husband's a big boy. Fuming. So this one is... try and be aware. Now, I'm going to give you some tips on how to do this, but try and be aware that your tattooer is not making you take off more clothes than you need to. Okay? Now, there's two sides to this. So, a couple of weeks ago, I done an underboob design on a girl. She kept her bra on, she had a loose t-shirt on, and the stencil was put on, and then when she was lying back, I got her to put her hands on her chest, over her bra, and then lift her chest back, you know, so I could tattoo. Oh, sorted. In the past, I've tattooed a few underboob designs. There was a point where I was doing them every now and again. And one woman, because she wanted it to go right under and right up, I had to put the stencil on when her chest was... Well, I had to see how it looked when her chest was hanging naturally. And she understood this completely. So I gave her my hoodie to put on, but she went to the bathroom and she taped her chest, like, over her nipples and stuff as much as possible with tape and cling film and stuff. I see online some people have pasties and stickers and, like, logo stickers and stuff, which is cool, I guess. But sometimes you have to take off certain amount of clothes so we can get to the area that you want your tattoo at, you know? It's just the way that it goes. Like, I can't tattoo a design around your nipple, for argument's sake, like a spider web around your nipple, with tape and cling film and kitchen roll all over your nipple. It's just not going to work. There has to be, and that's just a hypothetical situation, I can't tattoo your kneecap through stockings. You know what I mean? Having said that, you do not have to take your t-shirt and bra off to get something on your fucking shoulder front. So, what my advice is, and always has been, just in case there's any issues that you think, is that too much? If you're going to be, for example, getting, I don't know, a sternum tattoo, and you happen to be a girl, or if you happen to be a guy who's self-conscious, I don't know, I am, it makes a difference, do you know what I mean? If you are getting your sternum tattooed right in the middle, right, and you're thinking, what will I have to take off? I don't know, I'm not sure. Google. I know that sounds really silly for as a tattooer, I try and keep away from Googling anything to do with tattoos, but you can Google or YouTube sternum tattoo for women and go through heaps. There's hundreds of videos of everything nowadays, and if you see 100 women with their t-shirt or their bra on, and you turn up for your tattooer and they say, right, take your bra off, there's a good possibility that you don't have to take your bra off, you know what I mean? Just have a look online. Google, if you're getting, I don't know, bum cheek tattoo, for example, Google that. That would probably be your best bet, is knickers you can pull up to the side, thong, whatever you're comfortable with. Again, there is a line between you really wanting a tattoo and being comfortable getting the tattoo, aside from the pain. Do you know what I'm saying? But you just have to try and be aware, I guess. And it's a shame. It's unfortunate, and I hate the fact that I'm saying try and do some research and stuff, because in a perfect world, you would just rock up to like people do here. And I know they do, because I know how I am. People rock up here, and sometimes they haven't given it a fucking ounce of a thought, because they don't have to worry that I'm going to try and take advantage of them. And the thing that bums me out is that that's not a universal thing. It bums me out that I'm having to give my advice on how to prepare yourself, because not all tattooers are not nice people. Not all humans are nice people. Some people are deplorable, human, disgusting, burnt garbage. But, you know, That's just the way the world works. So it doesn't take advantage of you as far as financial goes. Now, there's a story of a person I won't tell you about who was obsessed with becoming a famous tattooer. They booked in with another famous tattooer who quoted them 300 quid, for argument's sake. I actually think it was 300 quid because it took place in London, even though the other tattooer was American. The person done the tattoo, it was going to be 300 quid and 2 or 3 hours. Okay. Tattoo took an hour and a half. Cool. 300? No, 450. Oh, alright, okay, cool. Jogged on, got the money, came back. No, not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. Your tattooer shouldn't take advantage of you financially. Now, I've had this argument with people in the past. I tattoo quickly, okay? Not because I want to get it over and done with, but because I tattoo quickly. So if I do this tattoo, so the way I work is you tell me what you want and I tell you, not really necessarily, unless you ask because of childcare or work or just plans, I will tell you what it's going to cost, not so much how long it's going to take. Because if I quote you £150 for a tattoo, right? Excuse me. If I quote you £150 for a tattoo, and then you say, oh, how long will it be for whatever reason? And I say, oh, it's going to be 2 hours. And you go, okay, great, I'm stoked with that, happy. And I finish the tattoo in 3 hours, which is obviously an hour more. Am I entitled to charge you more money, even though I quoted you £150? No, I'm not. So, if I finish the tattoo in an hour or an hour and a half, I shouldn't get paid less just because I've been more efficient, you know? Like, you shouldn't pay more if I'm not as efficient. And some people don't get that. Some people get angry about that. But I always give people a quote up front. And if you don't like it, that's okay. But I will never change the amount. I will never put the amount up. I will only ever put the amount down. Which is why I always say roughly, unless I know definitely. You know what I mean? I've tattooed you a lot. I know how you sit. I know how you deal with the pain. I know where it's going. I know our relationship as a customer. I'm fucking dying of death. But you should always get an idea of a price up front, and it should always be a price that you're happy with before you agree to go on. If somebody says to you, oh, it's going to cost between 100 and 400, well, that's a big fucking difference. That's a big difference on the day, because I've got an idea to tell you this, and I shouldn't really be letting you the secrets out, but it will always be nearer the 4. You know what I mean? That's why I'll always say it'll be roughly, or I'll say between such and such, and the difference between is usually 40 or 50 pounds max, because it might be going on the arm, fine, might be going on the ribs, more, the size is not 100%, whatever. So you should always know what you're doing and how much it's going to be beforehand. And the tattooer should really, and if the tattooer keeps, we'll sort it out on the day, we'll sort it out on the day. No thank you, sir, or no thank you, madam. I will not sort it out on the day, because if I turn up on the day and I say, design's perfect, size is great, I love it, how much is it going to be? 400 quid. Or it's too much. They're going to make you feel like a cunt because you're now costing them money, and that's not fair. They shouldn't be doing that. You should know within a ballpark, at least ballpark, if not exactly, how much it's going to cost. So, yep, don't do it. Another thing with that is a lot of tattooers will charge by the hour. And one of the reasons I don't is because, like, the phone rings a lot. People used to walk in a lot before the door was locked, so I'd have to stop and start and stop and start. And if I'm charging them by the hour, that's not fair. So, if your tattooer's gone out for a smoke every 5-10 minutes, stopping and chatting, customers, like me, I'm a one-man shop, I do everything in here. Most shops have got more than one person in there. Receptionist, you know, man, woman, whoever's helping out, whatever. But if your tattooer's nipping out for a smoke every 2-5 minutes, 2-5? Every 5-10 minutes, stopping for a chat with a friend every 5 minutes or whatever, and then you're still paying the full amount at the end of the session for the No, not appropriate. Not appropriate. It's just another way that you can be taken advantage of. It's not right. Okay? It's not okay. There is times where that will happen, but not excessively. And I don't have to walk you through what's too much, you know? If your tattooer's gone out for a smoke every 5 minutes, or every 10 minutes, or even every 15 minutes during a 2-hour tattoo, and you still pay 2 hours worth of tattooing, that's not okay. Not okay, in my opinion. Okay. So there's two, almost three. In fact, that's a lie. The last four I can kind of compress down into one. Your tattooer should never disrespect you or belittle you, either in front of people or otherwise, and that includes your appearance, your size, your shape, your colour, your creed, your life choices. You can have a laugh and take the piss a bit, but you have to be on the same level of piss take, you know what I mean? Your tattoo choice as well. Now, by this I mean, like, I don't, and no tattooer does. Well, maybe some tattooers does, the fucking rock stars at tattooing that charge like 800 quid for one day and whatever else. I'll get into that in a different video. But most tattooers will do stuff that they want to do 70, 80, maybe even 90% of the time. And every now and again, and this is me, I'll do something that I'm not a huge fan of. And by that I mean, like, I'll maybe do like a little star, or a bit of writing, or something that if I was given the chance, I would not sit down and draw. However, and I've said this for a long time, and you lot have heard me saying this, my customers, if I take a design that I am not totally stoked with, and draw it well, and tattoo it really well, it then becomes a good tattoo, right? Now, somebody comes in here and wants... fucking hell, sorry. Somebody come in here and wants, I don't know, what have I got on that wall? A traditional boxer, black and grey with a rose. Awesome. I'll put 100% into that. If somebody comes in here after that and wants a star on the wrist, okay, I'll put 100% into that as well. Just because it's not my favourite thing to do, doesn't mean I wouldn't put 100% into it. And I certainly wouldn't sit there and go, oh, fucking hell, a star? Ugh. Because I'll tell you the truth, and this is me, and I will not, this is the truth. Sometimes some people have messaged me with an idea, and I've been at home, and I've went to my wife, oh, look what this person's wanting. And she's went, oh, what you got today? And I'm like, it's fucking horrible. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say, whatever the reason is, it's not my style, I don't have space that day, whatever, because apparently you can't just say, I don't want to do that. But what I certainly, and that's okay, it's my choice. But what I would never do is book you in for the tattoo that I didn't think was nice, and then make you feel bad about getting it. That, and I know that might sound like a moronic thing to have to say I would never do, but it's happened to me. I've done it. Yeah, I've had it done to me. I booked in with a famous tattooer, and I went all the way to England to get tattooed by him, and halfway through the tattoo he's like, and I'm like, you alright? So, oh man, I'm so sick and tired of doing tattoos, and I'm like, alright. And he's like, you know, it is what it is. And I'll be honest, I just turned in and went, you know what, just leave it. And he's like, what? He says, just leave it. And he stopped it, and I finished it when I came home in about 3 weeks' time. Fuck him. I don't give a shit who you are. Don't belittle me for my tattoo choices. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Tell me no. Don't get me down here just for the money and then make me feel like a cunt. They should never do that. They should never make you feel bad about your choices for a tattoo. If they think your choices are shite and embarrassing and you're an arsehole for getting them, then they should think that at home and not book you in. Simple as that. They should never get you to try and get something that you don't want to get. Now, I've done this in the past, and every tattooer should do this to a certain point. Somebody, oh, I'm looking for, I don't know, for example, tribal on my arm. Okay, fine. I'll do tribal. We could do tribal with a traditional rose, or we could do tribal with a traditional animal head, or we could do this, or... No, I'll just stick with the tribal. Okay, cool. That's okay. But, Tribal, dude, tribal's fucking shit. It's a bit beneath me, man. What I want to do is this super realistic portrait of fucking, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio smoking the thing and did Django Unchained. And what do you think about that? Well, I came in for just a bit tribal. Oh, come on, tribal. It's not 1990 anymore. Get some... Who the fuck... Don't fucking do it. Don't try and tell me or you to get something that you don't want to get. There's gentle nudging to make the tattoo better. But there's a fucking huge difference between belittling and trying to get you to get something that's not in the ballpark of what you're asking for. Do you know what I mean? So don't let them do it. Just don't. It's on you for a long time. It's not okay. It's not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to guide you. We are supposed to guide you to get the best tattoo for you. Whether that's placement on the body, design, line weight, shading, severity, subject matter. You know, that's why I don't do football tattoos. No Nazi shit, no Red Hand, the Ulster stuff, nothing like that. So they shouldn't push you in a direction that you're not comfortable going. And I guess the last thing really is that they shouldn't be disrespectful really in any way. Imagine if you went into Asda or any other supermarkets of the same size. You went into Asda and you're getting your shopping. You scan, beep, the man or the woman's beeping and scanning, and then they look at you and they go, prawn cocktail crisps. Right. What? Prawn cocktail crisps? Aye. Who the fuck eats prawn cocktail crisps? Oh man, what a fucking half-wit. You should definitely be eating cheese and onion crisps. You're going to be like, no, I'm alright, asshole. Dude, don't eat them. Eat these, man. These are much better. I'm telling you, trust me. I've been eating crisps for years. You're going to tell them to fuck right off, aren't you? You're going to tell them to fuck off, mind their own shite business, and the next time you're going to go to a different checkout or a different shop. It's the same with us. It's the same with us. I want that tattoo. Alright, okay. Have you thought about trying this? Oh, no, I haven't. Okay, I'll do that. Are you sure? Aye. Have you thought about trying this? Well, I don't like that. Are you sure? Don't think so. How come? I just fancied this more. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Don't be a prick. Don't belittle your customers. They shouldn't be belittling you tattooers. We just shouldn't be doing it. We should be nice. We should all get along. Okay? So, those are just some of Big Stu's do's and don'ts. Yeah, so let me know if you've ever experienced any of these negative things. And, yeah, I hope you haven't. But unfortunately, I'm sure there's people out there that has. I know for a fact not by me, because I am not a dirty pervert and a nasty cunt. But no doubt they have happened to some people. I know they have because, you know, that's the way the world is. But hopefully people watching this have never. But yeah, feel free to comment below and I shall see you for the next one. The Twilight Sad competition is just round the corner for those asking. And in fact, no, I won't tell you. Yeah, I was going to tell you a wee sneak preview, but I won't. Yeah, anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Please subscribe. Please click the subscribe button. Thumbs up this video, and hit the notification bell. It really, really helps me if you leave comments and hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and help me push this forward. And let's go, let's go. Let's go. All right? Have a good one, and take it easy. Peace. By the way, I meant to say, if you are somewhere else in the world, anywhere, and you want to message me on here or on my Instagram pages, private message me, asking me, look, I'm going for a tattoo and I'm getting this tattoo here, should I be taking this off, etc, etc, I'm happy to give you my opinion. Because I'm not a dirty bastard, I'll tell you what you should and should not expect. Alright? So feel free to send me a message anytime and I will do my best to reply. Time differences might mean I don't reply in your time and I might be in bed. You know how time differences work. I don't need to explain that to you. Holy fuck, Stuart. But yeah, I'm more than happy to give you my 2 cents worth anyway, alright? So anything I can do to help. Take it easy and be respectful, okay? Peace. Bye.